It's Lori here. So I'm here to start the wrapping up the year, but we are about to hit November. You guys are going to see this in the first or second week of November. And I just want to talk through like 10 books that I hope to tackle before the end of the year. I am really, really bad at lists, but I am going to put a list together and I'm going to try my hardest to tackle these 10 before the end of the year. Most of these are on my TBR. But again, I'm just kind of making a goal. Some of them I've had for a while. Some of them are really new releases. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first book I'm going to chat about is actually an ebook that I got, and it's House on the Cerulean Sea by T.L. Kuhn or T.J. Kuhn. I'll put the picture up here and I'll correct myself. This book has taken the world by storm. Everyone has loved it. Everyone said it's the perfect, comfy, warm-hearted read, and I just need that in my life. But it basically follows this man, and he is in charge of making sure that magical children in this world are taken care of, and he winds up going to this house, and he winds up meeting to these characters and this old man, and I think it's like a love story, but also a found family story. Some of my favorite things in all of literature are those tropes, so I am really excited to dive into it, and I think I'm actually going to read it in November, like the first week, right around election week. I think I'm going to need a feel-good read just to relieve the stress in my life. But yeah, that is one that I'm really excited to dive into. These rest are just some physical books on my TBR that I really hope to tackle before the end of the year. The first one is The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I really don't know much about this book. I know it's about a Prince Nort and Nim. Prince Nort home is in the sky, and Nim is a living goddess. North and Nim's lives intertwined through their hearts that can never be, linked by a terrifying prophecy and caught between duty and fate. They must choose to either save their people or succumb to the bond that is forbidden to them. I feel like in this book they can't touch. I think I really, really like their writing style. I love their science fiction series. I have to still read Unearthed, the Undying book, the sequel to that one. But this one I heard is really, really good, and I was in the pre-order campaign, so I really would like to tackle this before the end of the year, and then also reread Undying as well, or read Undying as well. Another middle grade read that I picked up, which I think will be perfect, again, just like a little bit of charming in my life, will be The Girl in the Witch's Garden by Erin Bowman, and this is a retelling of, I think this is a retelling of The Secret Garden. It's also a super, super fast-paced read. Oh, I just found my bookmark. That's awesome. But this is another one that I might read in that feel-good week of a reading-thon that I'm going to do in early November, and this is what I might just put in that one as well. So we will see. I hope that it gets read because it looks really, really cute. Another one that I got from Simon Pulse or Simon Teen, I think. Simon Pulse. This was from Simon Pulse. This came before that imprint closed. But this is Shine by Jessica Jung, and this is a book inspired by her life as a pop star or a K-pop star. And I read Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Go, and I really like that one, and I hope that I like this one as well. I don't listen to K-pop, but my cast in my first show ever loved BTS. That's all I heard about, and when I read that one, I just really, really like it. I like books about all type of music. I just think that those YA novels make a really, really good show. I also just finished Julia and the Phantoms. We'll talk about that in another video later in the month, but I love that book so much. So I'm craving some music-themed reads, and this one seemed right up my alley. The next two are kind of going into my November thrillers. I did read a few thrillers in the month of October, but I do want to kind of keep up the trend. So I hope to tackle Girl at the Grave by Tara Bailey Black. This is another like murder mystery one, and I read her, and this is like kind of an historical fiction murder mystery, but I read her Chasing Starlight, and I really wound up liking this one. I got this one from Book Outlet before I stopped supporting them. But again, I really hope I like this one, and it is another dark and creepy one. Now, this next book by Holly Jackson, Good Girl, Bad Blood, is not actually out in America yet. I got this from Book Depository a couple of months ago. But this is basically a sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But this one follows the use of a podcast, and it kind of follows her as she makes a podcast about the case she solved. which, if you know me, I love true crime podcasts. I love true crime videos. This one seemed perfect. Recently, I wound up listening to I Hope You're Listening, and that one was really, really good. So I hope that I like the sequel, because I wound up liking the first book a lot. I got the first one at ALA last year, and when I saw this was on Book Depository, I just picked it up. I think it's coming out next year in America, though. The next one is, I have been wanting to read a little bit of more historical fiction, but this is also kind of a thriller as well, and this is Girl in the Blue Coat. It's set in Hamilton, 1943, and it has to do with, she has to wind up delivering something to somebody, and I think she has to go find a Jewish girl, I think. I don't really know, but I know that it's like a mystery. Find her before the Nazis do. Yeah, she has to find someone before the Nazis do. And yeah, I have quite a few books by Monica Hesse on my TBR. I have this one. I have They Went Left, and I have War Outside. So if I wind up liking this one, I might tackle a few more in the future. Hopefully. Another just a super charming read, I think I'm going to need it in the next couple of months, is Recommended for You by Laura Silverman. And this follows two characters, Shoshana, and she works in a bookstore called Once Upon, and, you know, she's dealing with a lot of stuff, but when her boss announced a competition that who can sell the most books, I think gets like a prize that can help her fix her car. She winds up competing with her, you know, her new coworker, and hilarity, drama, and maybe some romance ensues. I love books that have to do with reading, or bookstores, and I also have a couple of other ones, but this is another one that I really hope to tackle before the end of the year. This is another adult book that, again, I hope to tackle before the end of the year, and that's City of Brass by S.J. Chakraborty. I have heard amazing things about this series. I actually own the full series in both this and audiobook, and my friend sent me an arc of the third book, so if I wind up liking this, I will probably try to marathon the whole series either at the end of the year or in early 2021. But this is another one that's high on my TBR, as I have said numerous times. And this one's a little bit bittersweet. I also have Tower of Nero on here. This is a book that I am a little bit sad to actually read, because it means that my time in the Percy Jackson world will be over. Rick Riordan has read so many books in this world, and it will be sad to say goodbye to all these characters. So I know I have to read it. I'm really excited to read it, but I will admit I'm a little bit sad to pick it up, because it means that my time in the Percy Jackson world is over. And he is one of the only authors from my childhood that I still adore, love, and respect. So it will be sad to say goodbye. But I hope he writes more in the future, and I love what he's doing with his imprints. And the last one on this TBR is another feel-good read, and that is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This is a trans, Latinx, witchy-themed novel that I have heard incredible things about, and I really, really can't wait to read it. So those are all of my, those are all of my 10 books I really hope to tackle before the end of the year, and I hope that you guys hold me accountable. But I will talk to you guys for more videos in the future, and if you have any video ideas that you want to see from me as I wrap up this year, be sure to comment on the video below, and I will try to get those videos for you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!